Hey there, kiddos, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, and that you are having a great day. And in today's video, we are ripping open some Battles of Legend Glorious Gallery. I'm looking forward to this one. New Yu-Gi-Oh set. You guys know me. I absolutely love ripping open Yu-Gi-Oh product. Mostly because I just kind of like cracking boxes. You guys know how it is. I don't know how lucky we'll be with the set. Just 2 boxes to open for now. I might grab some more later. But hoping we pull some of those Overrush rares would be kind of nice. But if all we get is the Starlight Chibi Exodia, then I'll be happy with that too. So let the pack cracking mayhem begin with, first off, 2 different pack arts. That's pretty nice. Neither of them have Exodia on them, though, which is kind of horseshit in my opinion. Since I personally think the new Chibi Exodia art looks great. I know that some people hate it, but I don't care. This is a 5-card per pack set, so this is what you're going to look like. Some ultras and a secret. So let's pull the secret aside, because while I don't know anything about modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I do know that secrets are nice, or at least they look nice, and I like them. So let's see if we can't pull any. Well, there we go. There's Dominus Impulse. It is the ultra rare version, not the Starlight rare version. But hey, that's an overframe card. And boy, does that look nice. Well, that is a strong friggin' way to start the video off, if I do say so myself, and I do say so myself. Let's hope that the rest of these packs have stuff equally nice. Secret Shadow Wendy. Man, I'm already out of things to say. I pulled the card. That was probably the hit of the video right off the bat. So the rest of this video is going to be just me. 10 minutes of me mindlessly going through packs. Commenting on the weird. That doesn't show up on the camera. This card has a weird look to its foiling. It's like a full card foiling there. The rest of them don't have it, do they? Huh, weird. That one looks kind of weird. That's all I'm going to say. Not the art, the foiling, before any of you guys ask. But yeah, let's talk about the set a bit. Battle of Legend sets are pretty much exclusively reprint sets. To my knowledge, none of them are... to my knowledge, at least, I don't think a whole lot of new cards come in the Battle of Legends sets historically. So that's just a nice way for Konami to get more reprints out to the general public. Oh, Duke Frog's here? Hello. Hi, Duke Frog. How you been? It's been a while since I've seen one of you. Anyway, yeah, reprint sets. Nice way to get more cards, more accessible to the public. I know that the Yu-Gi-Oh metagame is pretty much always changing with new Tier 1, Tier 0 decks popping in and popping out all the time with a lot of regularity. Basically, every new set changes the metagame completely, which leads to a lot of decks becoming either super expensive or super cheap on the swing whenever a new set comes out. So reprint sets like this, especially if a deck is meta for more than a year or so, sets like this can really help people, or at least help wallets and pocketbooks, stay padded and keep decks affordable. And I know the big meme in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that your decks always become worthless over time. You play a deck long enough and it loses all of its value. But at the same time, I think it's kind of cool that we have a game that can have genuinely collectible cards. Some very loud cars zipping by right now. I don't know if you guys can hear me. But I think it's cool that we have... Ooh, that's a nice looking Sabersaurus. Gonna hold that one off to the side. Armades nuts. I think it's cool that the game can be affordable, even for the highest levels of play. We've seen it several times in the past Yu-Gi-Oh's history, where some strong competitive decks have been very affordable. Yeah, it is the norm that a lot of meta decks are ludicrously expensive. That is kind of where the joke comes from. But I think it's cool that, for the most part, Yu-Gi-Oh! Eventually becomes affordable for... Ooh, chibi card. Tour Guide from the Underworld. Not Exodia, unfortunately. And card destruction, that's nice. I'm going to hold that aside too, because I still play some retro Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's still a card you want to see. Oh, man. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We're almost through box 1, over halfway. And like I said, we probably pulled the most exciting card. I'll hold that off to the side just so you can see. Can we make that the thumbnail for the video? I don't know how to force YouTube to generate thumbnails for videos like this one where I just upload it directly, but I hope that that becomes the thumbnail because, hey, cool stuff right there, if I'm being honest. I like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Art style, which helps, I think, when it comes to my appreciation for the Overrush rare cards. Or the, what are they called? Overframe? I think it's Overframe. Overframe, Overrush, whatever. Oh, hey, a Lacrima reprint. That's nice. Oh, Substitute. That's also coming to the side. Love me some Substitute. Empire of Endymion. Hey, that's from the anime. Oh, man. I've mentioned it before, but I don't play Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I have not played Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Or paid attention to Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! In quite some time. Which helps me stay a bit distant from a lot of these sets. You know, it just lets me sit here and enjoy the pack opening experience without wondering, hey, is this a good card to play? Do I have to read all the cards? Nah, I can just enjoy them for what they are. A nice game that I used to play a lot that I can now sit here and enjoy. That's another weird looking... That one might show up better on the camera. There's a weird folding over the entire card that other cards in the pack don't have. Shape Snatch? Why reprint Shape Snatch? Is this card being played? All right, confess, who's playing Shape Snatch in 2026? You guys got to tell me if you are. Because that's messed up if you are. That's a wild card to put into a deck. But hey, again, I ain't keeping track of the metagame, so I wouldn't know. Saber Source. Well, I already pulled one side, so we'll just let that one go. Constellar Castor. Yeah. But like I was saying, I should probably at least do the bare minimum and start actually keeping an eye on what decks are being played. That might give me a bit more to talk about in these videos so that I'm not leading to a situation like I have today where I crack a really nice card at the start and then spend the rest of the video just kind of rambling about whatever. I could talk about the overall health of Yu-Gi-Oh! The market right now. Duke Frog's nice. And overall, I'm pretty happy about where Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. Some of the recent sets have not collapsed. Rarity 5 is still doing pretty good, all things considered. And a lot of people are excited about this set and the next set in the line. Gateway of the Six, neat. I don't know what that's about. But, neat stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of excitement going on for Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. A lot of optimism. Again, it's not perfect. You know, it's not Pokemon levels of super hype and super shills. People pumping the boxes to $5 bazillion right at release. But at the same time, there is a lot of genuine excitement for Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, especially in the collector's world. We're done with box 1. Let's see if we can't get through box 2 a bit faster. Because, yeah, I don't want to be here all night cracking these. Ooh, that looks super spooky. What are you? Neat stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of excitement with Yu-Gi-Oh! I think Rarity 5 definitely marked a change in the overall feel towards the game. Maybe not like a, everyone's suddenly flooding into Yu-Gi-Oh! But a lot of the downward momentum Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been experiencing the last 2 years, while every other TCG, it seems, is on the rise, it seems to have slowed down. There's our other Chibi, Stellar Knight Deltros, which I don't know what that is. At least, I don't recognize that. Might have been a dual terminal card, but I, at the very least, don't recognize it. So, yeah, the overall trajectory of Yu-Gi-Oh! Seems like it's shifting. Or at the very least, I'd like to believe it is. Some of the cheaper boxes, the $30 boxes, $40 boxes that have been sitting at those price ranges for quite some time now, despite the cards inside, have been seeing some slight upward momentum. Again, not a crazy amount, a few percentage points here, a few percentage points there. At some point, I probably should do a video go over at least the ones that I'm keeping an eye on, just because there are Yu-Gi-Oh sets that... Oh, there we go, baby. Look at that. Exodia, the Forbidden One. Super chibi card. I know a lot of people don't like this card a lot. I'm way more excited about this than I am about the Overrush card. That's crazy. But, baby, look at that adorable little instant win condition. That's great. I love that so freaking much. I really like how the secret rare foiling is only applied to the chains, the stripes, and the face. That's really dope. Glad I pulled that. Really glad I pulled that. And yeah, I am way more excited about Exodia than I am about the, whatever this is, Dominus Impulse. Oh man, what a time to be alive. I could just crack packs and enjoy. Caster, very loud car, or a motorcycle. Zip him through. Guess he has a place to be. But anyway, now that I'm done gushing over Exodia, we can get back to talking about the boxes. And yeah, some of them are starting to tick upwards. Again, not crazy. There are people finally looking at some of these cheaper Yu-Gi-Oh boxes with what I think could be optimism and the knowledge that, you know, nothing can stay this low forever, especially if Yu-Gi-Oh's tides do turn and it does gain popularity. You know, it would only take a few small changes, in my opinion. Like, if Konami suddenly introduced tomorrow... drop that. If Konami tomorrow introduced a set rotation, like what Magic has with Standard, where only some cards from the most recent sets can be playable in their meta format, and they can start designing their game around that, where the meta is slowed down a bit and depowered, and only certain archetypes are allowed in, I think that could really go a long way towards refreshing the Yu-Gi-Oh scene. And I've had that belief for a while, and I genuinely think that if we saw something like that, a lot of the collectability of modern Yu-Gi-Oh might change. I might be wrong, you know. I've had debates like this with friends of mine, and some of them think that I'm absolutely crazy for believing it. But I do genuinely think that, ooh, that's a Starlight Rare. Masked Hero Fountain, which is not a hero card I recognize. So that's my 3 hits. Neat. Oh, well, 1 hit and then these 2 guys. God, I just like that so much. That's definitely going in my binder. Because, boy, am I excited about that. More excited than I probably should be, but hey, it is what it is. Oh, look, another substitute. But yeah, no, I do... You know, it's not like I'm buying a shitload of Yu-Gi-Oh to sit on or hoard or whatever. I am buying some, but it's mostly just because of how cheap it is whenever I have some spare cash. But I do genuinely think that a lot of these Yu-Gi-Oh boxes are too cheap for what's potentially inside of them. The genuine collectability, genuine interest. Oop, another chibi, El Shaddai Construct. Neat stuff. I do genuinely think that some of the stuff is underpriced for the potential it has. The collectible potential, I should say. Because there's a lot of cards in a lot of these boxes that are worth way more than the boxes themselves could ever justify. And I know for some sets, it's that the pull rates are microscopic. But for other sets, I'm not going to name names. For other sets, the pull rates are honestly not that bad. You get like a really good hit like every other box or so. And some of those boxes are still pretty affordable. That's all I'll say. But overall, I'm still pretty happy to crack open Yu-Gi-Oh packs. Still pretty happy to just look at the cards. Because, boy, is there a lot here to enjoy. But we only got a few packs left to get through. I don't think there's any more hits coming. I think we're actually over our trajectory because these are some good cards. An Overrush, a Starlight, the Exodia. Man. This is definitely more than I would usually anticipate pulling in a... Oh, there's that weird foiling again. Okay, definitely. You can definitely see that with the camera. It's like the foil layer is over the entire card. Is that intentional? Because it's not here. Not there. But here, it's over the entire card. That's wild. But anyway, as we wrap this up, thanks, guys, for joining me. You guys know I just love cracking packs. Ooh, Chibi Vampire Lord. gonna add that to the pile. All right. That's a good way to end the video, actually, if I'm being honest. So, there we go. Cool packs all around. Cool pulls. And overall, I'm pretty satisfied with where we ended up at the end of the day. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.